Now, when you're looking to become a new person and go from the old self of behavior to the new self, the person who created your current life, which was the struggling life, which was the survival mode life, the protecting life, the approval seeking life, living in the past, always from one day to the next, trying to go from this person to the new person that creates, decides, chooses, self governs, stays a possibility. It feels impossible because you feel like you can't swim. Okay, you have to cross a river with a vessel meaning a boat or a person or a car or something that has to move you from one spot to the next spot. That person is you. You're the vessel. You're the actual vessel that's moving. It's going from one spot to the next spot. It's you. So here's the thing that you have to realize. The problem, there's a problem. There's a problem. And the problem is the past doesn't only live in your memory. That's why this is so hard. The past does not only live in your memory. The past can live in your body. Here's where chemistry, biology, psychology, physiology, anatomy, sociology, all these things are combined into one. But the main thing I understand is going to be your body chemistry. I'm going to show you why. Okay? So, the problem again, the past can live inside of your body. And this means that every experience that you've had inside your life is interpreted by you. You are walking around daily, every moment in time, point in space, and you are being seen by one only eye. Every single thing that you can imagine with your mind is vibrating, that you can see, that you can taste, that you can feel, that you can touch. It's all vibrating. It all lives under a law of vibration. Everything. The chair that you're sitting on, the television set that you're watching me on, the computer, the phone screen, the LCD, it's all vibrating. Everything. So if you understand that's a law of vibration, you understand how to respond to that law. But here's the problem. Most people don't understand. There's universal laws that you must abide by. So when you interpret an event in your life, say you get left, say you get abandoned, say you get beat up, say you get robbed, okay? Say you get raped, say you get molested, assaulted. Any event, I don't care what the event is, you have now a choice to make based on how you're going to interpret the event and why the event occurred, what occurred from the event, what was the event for, how did the event serve you. You have the job of interpretation based on that event. Now, I've talked many times about all the events that happened inside of my life. I've had plenty of experiences in my life that you can sit there and you can look at and you can evaluate and you can say, that was awful, man. How did you get past from one to the next? How did you go from here to here? How did you even wake up the next day and not be polarized and not think that life is against you or life is, evil? And I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't like I just woke up and I just, bumped my head and I forgot everything. I didn't. It's like I told you. The past lives in your mind and in your body at the same time. So somatic releasing was always in meditation. When I was meditating, I was releasing all types of things that came to me. But I realized that, again, my life is happening based on me, my perception, my belief about it. So every experience, again, is interpreted by you. That interpretation influences your thoughts, your emotional chemistry, and your nervous system. If you repeat the same emotional environment long enough, it becomes familiar. Let me explain this in a simpler tune, okay? Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe, I've been meditating for Dr. Joe since 2019 when I first started meditating consistently. And I remember Dr. Joe saying, old thoughts lead to old behaviors. Old behaviors lead to old experiences. Old experiences lead to old feelings. Old feelings lead to old emotions. Then the old emotions reinforce the old thoughts. here's the thing. He said again, if you want to go to the new self, that new thoughts then lead to new choices. New choices lead to new behaviors. New behaviors lead to new experiences. New experiences lead to new emotions. And then that basically reinforces the new thoughts. But here's the thing. Where do I break the cycle? Because that's evolution, going to the new. But living in the past is staying in the old. I decided, only thing I can really control, because my thoughts are out of control at this moment in time. So I decided, okay, I have to figure out what is the thing that I can actually incorporate that stops this pattern of behavior, meaning interpretation of the events. You can have a wonderful event. Somebody else thinks it's wonderful, but you think it's awful. Because of the fact that your inner body chemistry is what's causing you to think that way. Now let me tell you, fear is way common. Control is way common. Stress is way common. Resentment is way common. Overachievement is common. How about approval seeking? Common. Eventually, you start talking to yourself differently. Eventually, you stop saying this. This is something I learned. Because fear is learned. Okay? Control is learned. Stress is learned. Resentment is learned. Overachievement is learned. Approval seeking is also learned. They're all learned behaviors. They're all learned interpretations. They're learned. You didn't come out the womb like that. You didn't come out the womb with no courage, unless you were programmed to have no courage. We'll get into that too, all right, subconsciously. But what you stop doing is you stop saying that all these things were learned. You start saying it, this is just who I am. You start talking nonsense. This is just who I am. This is just how it is. Start saying foolishness like that, okay? And then what happens on the outside is your circumstances have changed, but the person who's interpreting those circumstances has not changed. So all of a sudden, you're looking at your life. You may have got 100 million now. You may have got 500 million at the bank account, but all of a sudden, you still think you're broke. You're walking around like you broke. You're acting like you broke. You're eating like you broke. Drinking like you broke. Thinking like you broke. That's not it. On the outside, it's changed, but you on the inside have not. So then what happens is eventually you have to go back to what the inside environment is showing you. Think of it like soil. Your blood is going to be the soil. Your blood is going to be the environment that's going to grow you, or it's going to dissolve you. It's both. You can have acidic soil that can't grow anything. You can have alkaline soil that grows everything. Check your blood, pH. Now, in the Alkalign Lifestyle, what we decided to do was create a formula to change that. And I basically used the simple formula that changed my own life. Also, my lady's life, also my best friend's life, also plenty of other high performers. I just decided I'm going to keep passing out this formula to see if it has an effect on people. And what the feedback I got was, yeah, 100%, it changes you. This is the thing. We want to condition the old self into the coherent new self, because the old self is just incoherent. That's what the problem is. Incoherent. Incoherence inside your mind, incoherence inside your body. All right? Now, number two, after the problem, is you're not stuck in your life. There's no stuck person in life. You're not stagnant. You're not unable to move. You're not stuck forever. You're not going to be stuck in this life, or this job, or this relationship. You're not stuck in anything. You're stuck in a pattern of the event, the interpretation of the event, your perceptions, your physiology, your emotional chemistry, which I will highlight, your behavior, your results, and then your reinforcement. Now, I'm highlighting this emotional chemistry, and you're going to keep on seeing why. Because this is going to be one of the factors, the main factors that we're going to change that breaks the loop cycle. Now, here's the interpretation in this pattern. I'll explain this, okay? Every experience, again, is interpreted. The interpretation shapes your perception. It influences your physiology and your emotional chemistry, which then drives your behavior and creates results that reinforce the same pattern again and again. What I mean by emotional chemistry is this. I'll describe this in a simplistic form. You have what's called the ANS. The ANS, and on both sides of the ANS, which stands for Autonomic Nervous System. The system operates behind the scenes. It keeps your eyes flickering. It keeps you breathing. It keeps you sneezing. It helps you cough, or it helps you to get rid of things that are blocking your energy flow. It does it automatically. You do not have to tell yourself every 5 seconds you're going to inhale. It does it automatically. This system is connected directly to the subconscious mind through your body. The ANS, the Autonomic Nervous System, that you must regulate. If you don't regulate it, what happens is you live in 2 stages. You have sympathetic, which is fight or flight. Fight or flight. This creates chemistry. The chemistry is going to be adrenaline. You're going to have cortisol, which are going to be stress chemicals. You create these stress chemicals within you. Now you need these stress chemicals. Every now and then you'll have an event where you have to run, where you got to fight, or where you got to hide. That's just life. You don't have to do it all the time. Because what happens here is, think you go into a car, a race car, or just any kind of car. You just keep on pushing the gas pedal, but you got the car in park. You're revving the engine all day long. Moment after moment, you keep it on because you're in fight or flight mode. That's survival mode. Parasympathetic, on the opposite end, is going to be rest and digest. What does that mean? That means you're going to be creating dopamine, oxytocin, human growth hormone, vasopressin, things that are going to elevate your inner body chemistry. These things are going to keep the blood inside of the viscera, the visceral organs. The visceral organs are going to be the organs up here above the waistline. This is where you house all of your organs and glands that do something. The plexuses that align your spine, they're raised up above the hip. Okay? So, keeping the blood in the viscera is going to keep everything flowing, everything working inside your body. Whenever you're in stress mode, stress chemistry mode, you take yourself away from there, and that's when you start to create these stress patterns. Let's keep going with this, because you're going to realize there is an event pattern loop cycle. First is going to be the event. What does that mean? Something happens to you, like I told you. You're in a domestic assault, sexual assault. You're in a dispute. You're in a fight. You get abandoned. You get left. Something happens to you, an argument, a fight, something. Okay? That's the event, the experience that happens inside your life. What then happens after that is you interpret it. You say the mind assigns a meaning to it. You take a picture, a snapshot, and you put a caption under that picture. Okay? You say, this person's evil. This person hurt me. This person at my job, this manager, did not let me be myself. Did not let me be me. Did not let me express myself or something. Or you're gonna assign meaning to somebody and say, this person, this thing is what caused me to then do this. Perception, which is based on belief. Reality is filtered now through that meaning. Say this person that you're now thinking is evil, you're going to now avoid this person because they're evil. Or this person you think is amazing, you're going to now become infatuated with this person and chase them around. Just based upon how you're assigning meaning to them. Okay? That's how you're going to filter out your reality. You ever thought about the red car theory? If you start to say to your brain, I love every red car. Once you start to say, I love every red car, you go outside and you're going to see every red car that passes by. You just told your brain, I love every red car. It's going to filter out to help you, to make you right. That's how it works. It's there to help you. Okay? 4 is physiology. The body now adapts to be safe. Here's the thing. You have 2 sides of those spheres. The fear of losing something that you do want, the fear of gaining something that you don't want. There's 2 sides. The fear of losing what you do want, the fear of gaining what you don't want. 2 sides. of the fear. It's just two sides. That's it. Okay? So now the physiology is going to adapt to that. You keep going. 5, here's the big one, emotional chemistry. Familiar chemicals are released and reinforced through that ANS nervous system. You are the pharmacy. You're the Walgreens. You're the CVS. You're the one that's popping out the drugs and giving it to you automatically. Here's the thing. You think it's creatine. You think it's GLP-1s, things that you can go take over the counter. No, you make creatine. Your kidneys, your pancreas, your liver. You make GLP-1s. Inside your gut microbiome. You make everything that you take. Those supplements are not anything that your body cannot produce because you're the technology. So that emotional chemistry needs to change. So here's where ingestion becomes more important than digestion. Stop trying to digest the things that ain't worth shit. Try focusing on what you're putting in first, because what you're putting in becomes a part of you. It becomes you. Everything that you eat, that you drink, becomes you. It literally becomes you. Now, if you can't think in terms of what I'm taking in is worth my time and my energy, or it's not worth anything. If you can't even decipher between that, you don't love yourself enough. So figure that one out. At number 6, you have behavior. The behavior is you act in ways that match the internal state of your soil, of your blood. Dr. Bruce Lipton calls it the culture medium. He calls it the culture medium because he did this experiment where he basically took petri dishes and put blood, culture medium, in each petri dish. He added cells inside of it and he fed it a certain diet. That's what he did. Certain diets created certain things. Certain diets created tissues. It created muscle, but some also created tumors. But he gave it a bad diet. He basically fed the soil and he said, let me see what forest of trees is going to grow throughout each and every cell. That's what he was doing. Now, why aren't you thinking in terms of your cells, in terms of your chemistry, in terms of you being a soil that seeds? Those thoughts are seeds, and they can grow into trees and forests of evil or turmoil, or they can go into seeds of prosperity and abundance. You aren't thinking. You aren't thinking well enough. Okay, let's keep going. So once you have that behavior, you have the result. And the result is you create outcomes that confirm the original meaning. Like I told you, the red car theory. Your brain's going to go find every red car because you said you loved it. Say you talk about you love money. You're going to find some money. Oh, yeah. But you weren't detailed enough for you said, I love money. And now you might go to a bank and rob it because you love money so much. But then you can say, I love money. I love giving away money. You'll have so much money that you'll have some extra that you can give away through philanthropy work. You know? Then you have reinforcement. 8. Reinforcement is the result strengthens the belief and the pattern repeats. That's what happens whenever you are stuck in a pattern. That's the issue. So this is how your traumas that you call traumas, or you call stresses, you call rejections and betrayals. This is how these things that you say are painful, that hurt, become your identity and your destiny, your destination, where you're going. That's how they become that. So now, what happens to your past? It's not your past no more. It happened yesterday. But you keep thinking about what you keep thinking about. You keep thinking about yesterday. I'm so sad because this person came and did this thing to me, you know, and all that, crying. And then today, you start crying again. And then tomorrow, you keep crying. And then each person that comes to you keeps saying, oh, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Are you okay? Because now you're a victim of your life. You don't want to claim shit. It's your weak ass. I'm telling you the truth because I was like this. I was a person like this. You see, I was a person that was obstructed. That always thought in terms of somebody outside of me has changed my belief pattern and my chemistry inside of me. Nobody has to do anything for me. I have to do it for myself. I'm responsible. I'm causing the effect. Now, this may look familiar to you. New people, new jobs, new goals. I got a new vision board. But I have the same exact triggers, the same exact reactions, the same exact pains, the same exact results in my life. Everything is the same. Different circumstances in my life, but the same pattern of interpretation through me. Again, you're not broken. Nothing wrong with your ass. You're just conditioned to be the wrong person. That old self. What you have to do right now is become aware of that old self and break the loop. We're going to break it at emotional chemistry, because coherence creates the new self, the new life. The new pattern becomes your reality. So we help you interrupt the old cycle, recalibrate your perceptions, your beliefs, so that now you can repair your biology, you can realign your energy, and you can create a new internal environment so the new self can finally emerge through. That's what you do. You break the loop and then you become free. Now here's the biggest problem in this pattern. They're called the 7 mistaken goals. Your old self has a strategy. And the strategy is being obstructed by, here's what I'm going to talk about. Demons. What demons are we talking about? We're going to talk about some demons today. Talk about some parasite demons. Now, I did the last presentation on how parasitic influence affects 7 mistaken goals in your 7 chakras. You have 7 mistaken goals. I'm going to go off and I'm going to tell you these goals are being caused by someone obstructing your chemistry. Your chemistry. And I'm telling you now that your chemistry is being obstructed by some intruders that come into your bloodstream. Yes, they live inside your body. They use you as a host. But not only that, they affect your thoughts. They affect your mood. They affect your cravings. They literally affect everything about your life. They affect every single thing about your life. They affect what you want to eat. They affect how tired you are, your fatigue, your energy level, because they steal your nutrients. These parasites do a whole lot more than you think. And here's where you have to be careful. At each level, at each chakra, they're going to have an effect. They're going to have a big effect. So let me tell you about. So you'll have 7 demons. And these demons are going to be these parasitic influences. And what happens at the level of, again, every human being carries 7 thresholds inside their body. You have 7 gates, 7 channels where biology, psychology, energy, emotion, and consciousness, they all intersect. They're called chakras, energy wheels. But these chakras are not some mystical origin thing. They're not like that. Okay, they're actually glands, particular glands, organs that your body uses, that your body interprets, that your body has to transfer energy from one to the next. It uses them at plexuses along the spine that attach to all these organs and glands inside of your body, and it's in use. This is not just going to be root, sacral, solar plexus, heart. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about adrenals. We're talking about liver, pancreas, okay, lungs, thymus, thyroid, parathyroid, pineal, pituitary, HPAA axis. We're talking about those things because that's what these things actually are. Here's what you're going to realize, that at the root, all right, the first mistaken goal at the root, which you can label as adrenals, which you can label as your sexual organs, reproductive organs, which is going to be your penis. You're going to look at your vagina. You're going to look at your ovaries, your testes. You're going to look at your prostate. Okay, these things that are at the base, at the bottom of your energy centers, the 7, they get obstructed by these parasitic influences. And what happens, again, is now you start talking crazy. Talking about I'm not safe. Why? Because you have fear. Because at the level of groundedness that this is supposed to give to you, groundedness, generation, okay, here's where you're going to start to attract things. This is where you start to create your own energy. The problem that you have based upon fear, you're saying, I'm not safe in the world. This is what these parasites are starting to do to you. When they start to tell you, you're not safe in the world, you begin to crave attention from the outer world. You're supposed to give your attention to yourself from the inner world. You give yourself attention. Next thing that happens, at the sacral, you become guilty. You just start to think guilt, in terms of guilt. I'm wrong for wanting anything better than I ever had in my lifetime. You start to filter out everything in a small just a small sense of yourself, of your own value. You can't even see your own value or feel your own value because having pleasure starts to become a dangerous thing for you. So all of a sudden, you're in a power struggle. You're in a power struggle with somebody else. You're in a power struggle thinking, I must overcome this thing or this person or be bigger than this person because if I become vulnerable at any moment in time or point in space in my lifetime, I've lost my way. No intimacy can come from this. That's how you get broken relationships. How about the plexus? So the plexus, you have shame. I'm not enough. When you keep saying I'm not enough, start doing these things like overworking. Start doing these things like you have to take revenge on other people because you're mad that you labeled yourself not enough. So now all of a sudden, and here's where it births revenge, not in an aggressive way. Sometimes it's just hurting yourself. Sometimes it's just stopping yourself from becoming your best. And it's not where you're thinking it's going to hurt somebody else. You're thinking it's going to hurt me, and because I'm hurting me, that's hurting somebody else. That's why. People who really care about you. You don't give a fuck about that. You'd rather go jump off a bridge, commit suicide, not giving a damn about how you're going to affect somebody else's well-being. It's pretty sad because parasites want you to die. I don't think they give a fuck about anybody. That's why I hate them so much. And the parasites can be real people. Look at Dr. Fauci. Look at Bill Gates. Pieces of shit people. I'm human too, so yeah, I get mad too. I get upset too. I know fifth dimension perspective. I know you have to have people like that. You have to have contrast. You have to have people like Hitler's, and you have to have them because they move society forward. Even though they're pieces of shit and they do stupid fucking things that hurt and harm other people, you have to have people like that so that you can have heroes. Because you have people who are so villainous on one side. You have to have people who come on the opposite side. And trust me, it's fucking hard to think about. I remember going home and during COVID time, I just lost everything I ever had created from my brand new business. I just lost everything in my brand new business. All right, I was in all these financial scams, all this shit that was going on, trying to get funding from my company. Didn't know anything. I was too fucking naive. I didn't know anything about how funding worked, capital raising worked, had no idea. So I'm getting scammed left and right. And all of a sudden, I just decided, okay, fuck it, just let everything go. My car got repossessed. I lost everything that I had at this moment in time, 2021. Tried to go home, and I'm just going home to Atlanta, Georgia, to go see my mom and my sister. My mom says, you can't come home. You're not vaccinated. You can't come home. I'm like, I'm not vaccinated. I'm plant-based. I've been plant-based for what? Since 2017 at this time. So I've already been plant-based for about 4 years. I'd already started the process of cleansing myself, detoxification. I'd already going through the process of starting the process off of being healthy and being happy and meditating, all these different things. I'm thinking I'm doing a great thing. She's like, no, you can't come home. You're not vaccinated. Fauci said you got to have six feet or some shit or whatever the fuck. Which still to this day makes me so irate that you let some people who think that they're experts tell you what to do and they don't know shit. So again, I didn't mean to go off too much on a tangent. To this day, I talk to my mom, I talk to my sister, but since then, it's been like I'm a parasite, even though I've been cleansing myself of them. It's crazy. Okay, but anyway, so at the plexus again, that's shame. All right, and then we're gonna keep going because you have the heart, which is gonna be display of inadequacy, which this is gonna be grief. It's gonna be a demon. Parasite's gonna cause this grief, start to display inadequacy. Then you'll have at the throat, which is the thyroid, start lying because your truth costs you everything. So you begin to prove superiority. That's where you start to see Fauci and Bill Gates and these fucking idiots. They lie in plain sight. They told you what they're going to do. That's the part that makes me so sick. They're going to do it again. It may not be him or it may be him. But they're going to do it again. People are controlled by attention seeking, like Fauci. Attention seeking. They want to be the most popular because they don't love themselves on the inside. They're pieces of shit because they're parasites. They're like little human parasites. Let's keep going. You'll have at the third eye, the pineal gland, competition versus community. That's going to be the illusion, which is the demon. Parasites cause this illusion. And all of a sudden it says you cannot trust your own perceptions. You cannot trust what you're perceiving yourself. That's parasites. At the crown, you have attachment. And when you have attachment, you need something outside yourself to complete you inside. That causes no courage to be disliked. So now, all of a sudden, a person is not suffering from many problems. They are suffering from collapses that they had in 7 different ways. Each of these demons is an energetic distortion. The mistaken goal is the behavioral distortion caused by these demons, these parasites. That's what's happening now, okay? You're now going towards these 7 mistaken goals. You're now acting like you have no courage to be disliked. You're now acting like you have to have competition versus community. So now you're going to be separate from everything. Everything's going to be a competition. You have to get first place in everything. You're going to be acting like you're proving superiority, lying to everybody. Somebody asks you, how are you today? Oh, I'm doing fine. You was crying just 5 minutes ago. How fuck you saying you're doing fine? Proving superiority. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. No, you're not good. You're lying. Okay, keep on going. Displaying inadequacy. I can't do anything. I can't reach it. I can't do it. I don't have enough. You just keep on reinforcing I'm not enough. Keep going. Revenge. Oh, and this one, here's where you start to get relationship struggles. Divorce occurs at these 3. These 3 main ones right here. Revenge. Taking revenge on somebody because you caused me pain. I'm going to cause you some pain. You withdrew from me. I'm going to withdraw from you. You don't want to talk to me. I want to talk to you. You want to communicate with me. I want to communicate with you. How about power struggle? This is primary from relationship and intimacy, a lack thereof. Because these first 3 sentences right here are energy consumers. These are what consume your energy. This is what holds it at the heart. These are what transform and give you more energy. Up top. 3 up top. Crown, third eye, throat. Give you more energy. You create more energy. At the bottom, they have to take this energy. The root, sacral, the plexus. Digestion, okay? Reproduction. Power struggle. This is where you start to look at these people across from you thinking, I have got to be bigger than them. I have to fight you on everything. I have to be defensive on everything. You're not arguing with your partner or your spouse or your lady. You're not arguing with them. Trust me, it's not them, it's the parasite. You're arguing with the parasite. Look at how awful people eat, what people drink. Why would you drink alcohol knowing what alcohol does to you? You don't believe it. You don't believe it. You're an addict. Lastly, seeking attention at the root. This is rough, man, because you're thinking about fear. Fear causes you to do everything bad, the opposite way. Like I told you, fear of gaining something that you don't want, fear of losing what you do want. This is how it works. So ultimately, you have these tensions, these glitches. The chakra at this level is going to be the anatomical distortion. Then you start to see how your belief is being impacted by all of these things. So here's where you start to see this. Your old self has a strategy. When your survival repeatedly organizes one of the 7 centers of your experience of life, it creates predictable behaviors, distorts your perceptions, and limits your life. This is based on chemistry. I just told you, parasites. You need to cleanse yourself. This is the emotional chemistry I was talking about. You're stuck in a pattern, and all of a sudden it created these little fucking demons that came into your body, and they stay inside of your bloodstream. Look up on the internet. You can look up pictures and images and x-rays and how these things look. I remember when I was going through my first cleansing process, when I created my own herbal formula, and I created my own process to do it, and I started to see them in my urine. I was peeing them out, and it would just hurt. It would hurt me so much to fucking pee. I'll be going to the restroom to go pee, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so painful. But I can see them with blood, little strings, little white strings coming out. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, well, blood comes from your urine. So they were in my fucking bloodstream. These pieces of shit were in my fucking bloodstream. And I took them in. I'm the one that took them in. So I'm responsible for getting them out. Okay? Feces, pooping and peeing. Get them out of your body. All right? Now, these again are not character flaws, these 7 mistaken goals. They're survival strategies that your mind creates based upon the obstructor that comes in. Okay? When you become aware of the pattern, you can change that pattern. So, no more I need to be seen to matter. No more power struggles. I need to control people to feel safe. No more revenge. I need to get even to heal. No more displays of inadequacy, saying I need to hide my inadequacy. If you don't know, you fucking know. Just say you don't know, and then you can learn. Okay? Put superiority. No more of that. You need to be better than other people. Why? For what? Everyone's the same. We all the same hardware, just different software programs. How about competition versus community? You don't need to be ahead all the time to be safe. How about the last one, which is the most powerful one? I need approval to belong. No, you don't. You need to prove yourself to belong. That's why this is the most powerful. Now, at number 4, the universal law. Stay with me. You have 7 chakras, 7 laws, 7 areas of your life. This is how this all is going to wrap into effect the 7 areas of your life. Now, I got this from Dr. John Demartini. He talks about the 7 areas of life. All right. You have 7 chakras. At the root chakra, which again, adrenals, reproductive organs, ovaries, testes, okay? All right, think about this. You have the universal law, which is going to be generation. You create energy here. This is what you're really going to create based upon attraction. The physical area of life is going to be the physical area of life. This is going to be how your structure, how your body looks, your aesthetics look. Okay, because this is what's going to move you. All right, ankle, knee, you're moving yourself towards your life. You're moving yourself, going to the gym, fitness, providing you with a spark of energy, turning on your mitochondria. That's how it's working, creating ATP. Now at the sacral, at number 2, it's going to be the law of polarity, the universal law. This area is going to be the life area of relationships. Like I told you guys, power struggle occurs so much between girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. It's going to be at this area, no matter what you are in. I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're lesbian, I don't give a fuck what you are. It's going to show up in this area. It's going to show up in this area right here. Reproductive system. Because here is where you start to see you're getting into digestion. This is where you start to see the intestines working, small intestine, large intestine. You're getting these things to move through your body. You have the flow. You need energy. You need energy, which is through water, oxygen. Get it out of your body, cleansing system. Number 3 is going to be cause and effect, solar plexus. The area of life is going to be financial. Why are people broke? Look at your chemistry. Look at your inner body chemistry, your blood chemistry. What is inside your stomach? Why are you so focused on digestion? Bad food. Why don't you just eat better food? Why don't you just think of the banana, the apple, the orange? It becomes a part of you. It breaks down, it becomes a part of you. The waste material gets thrown out. Why are you drinking alcohol? Literally, I'm explaining at the end of this about my formulas and how they work. Because I tried to do an experiment with cheap products, just so I can tell about it. And I'll give you guys the feedback on that. But yeah, it was shitty. But anyway, again, cause and effect, talking about finances, talking about money. This is the area. What you put inside your belly is telling you your bank account is going to be too big for you. It's going to be too small for you. You're just going to get it because you're trying to get seen. You're going to get it because you want to feel bigger. Rhythm at the heart. This is the area of family. Think about it. All right, your family may not be your best friends. They may not be your number 1 fans, but you're still going to have love for them. And you're still going to have forgiveness for them. How about at the throat? The universal law of vibration. This is vocational. When somebody asks you, what do you do? I'm a lifestyle coach, holistic lifestyle coach. I'm a plant-based chef. I'm also a trainer. You can call me a spiritual coach, whatever you want to call me. But I teach you how to live the best lifestyle possible to change your personality, to change your personal reality. That's what I'm doing. I'm here to transform people from one end to the next through my formula of orgasmic power. What are you here to do? And don't lie. Say what you're here to do. Not just for you, but for everybody else. This is how you serve through your vocation. This is how I serve. I get up in the morning, I think about how I'm going to figure out how to tell somebody how to do this so they can feel as great as I feel. That's how I do it. Think about it. The 6th, the third eye, the law of correspondence. This is going to be an area of life at the mental area. You have what's called mirror neurons. You mirror me based upon my level of freedom, authenticity. So if I want to be authentic and inspire people to be authentic, I need to be authentic. If you want to change the world in some way, shape, or form, or change someone, you must change yourself first. Don't keep asking for the perfect relationship without being the perfect partner to have a perfect relationship. people think about this and they say, I want this person to be so loving and so kind and so honest, and they all lying y'all ass off all day long. Damn, it doesn't make sense to me. I talked about this in a few videos a couple times ago. So I think I spoke about this most recently, talking about parasitic penis, venomous vagina. You have parasites. Men have parasites. Females have parasites. Men and women both. Both of y'all suck. Both of your diets are shitty. I'm telling you because I used to be this way. I helped my partner to cleanse herself because I'm like, shit, I feel fucking phenomenal. You must not be phenomenal. Let me help you feel phenomenal too. Because I probably gave you some shit. You probably gave me something too. I don't give a fuck. Let's figure out how to change it. I cared about them so much. I didn't want them to have a bad experience in life with these demons walking around and using them as a host. I knew I had something. I had ringworms when I was little. I had things in my fucking stomach, inside of my skin. I had this all my entire life. I had it. I used to stutter very, very badly. I couldn't speak a whole complete sentence out loud. I was so afraid. My energy was so fragmented. So I knew something is obstructing my thyroid and my parathyroid. I have to figure out how to fix something. So I'm thinking to myself, if I have all these problems and all these issues, and all I did was cleanse my emotional chemistry, and it changed all of these things for me. I didn't go to a speech therapist. I used to have a speech coach till 8th grade. I would go to a speech coach to sound out my S's and my T's and all these things because I wouldn't take enough energy so I could say a complete sentence. I'm telling you, personal experience. I had mononucleosis when I was in 2nd grade. I had missed 2 weeks of school. I had constant antibiotics I would take, just wiping out my gut microbiome constantly. I was a sickly little child. First, I was skinny. I didn't have any muscle mass. It was just sad. And I started to realize it's me, I'm doing this. But I wasn't old enough yet, or even aware enough, where I could understand I was the one causing the effect that I was having. So then at the last area, the crown, divine oneness, this is the universal law. You have spiritual. You need to have a spiritual place. God is within all of us. We do have a seed planted from the divine in each one of us. That's what we all have. Now, here's the thing. When you go against these universal laws, these demons, these parasites come in to obstruct these universal laws, and they change these universal laws that you're supposed to be living by, like red light, green light, no yellow light. It's just red light, green light. Do it or don't do it. It's a yes or no. They change those universal laws to 7 mistaken goals. You begin to live your life in this direction: power struggle, revenge, display of inadequacy, because you're fighting these parasites. That's what you are whenever you're showing these things. They're inside of you, trust me. But I started to realize after cleansing, I didn't have the same cravings as before. I can walk into a grocery store and not see the same things I was seeing last week. I don't crave fast food. I don't crave any of that shit that's gonna fuck me up. I don't drink alcohol. I went to Sprouts to do an experiment. I have 2 herbal formulas, Awaken and Replenish. I went to Sprouts so I can see if I can see the ingredients and see if I can, people want to source them for cheaper, things like that. I said, you know what, let me go see if I can find something and see if I can, just send it out to someone and say, hey, here's another option if you want another option. I tried some of these herbal formulas. First of all, the potency is weak. The potency is weak. Not to mention the potency is weak. They use grain alcohol in the majority of their herbs that are on the shelf. Grain alcohol. It's like drinking a fucking shot glass of vodka. I don't drink alcohol. So if you are that person that does that type of thing, you probably don't want to go that route. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, first of all, potency-wise, my herbal formulas are about 7 times stronger than a grocery store, Whole Foods, or Herb Farm, or Sprouts product. Not only that, you're going to see that the binders that I have, Shilajit, I have 6 platinum metals inside of it. Gold, silver for one, kills every pathogen known to man at this moment. There's no pathogen that can survive in an environment that has silver inside of it. Gold, silver, copper, platinum, palladium, iron, transport oxygen, conduct energy. It gives you the crystallized version of the sun in terms of gold. Everything that you can imagine, I put inside this formula. Then I infused it with cymatics. That means I put it on a vibrational plate and I basically play all 9 solfeggio sound frequencies for days. I do this handcrafted. I decided that whatever I put inside of me is going to change me because I'm changing myself. With the energy I'm putting into this formula, I'm going to make sure this chemistry right here changes my perception of every single event inside of my life. That's what happened. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but that's what happened. I did it in stages. So the first year, I didn't have platinum metals. I only had cleansing processes. I was inspired by Dr. Sebi. Simple, just energizing and alkalizing my body. But I went beyond that. Started to think of ancient Egyptian history, historical artifacts. Started to understand what temple metallurgy was. I'm looking at how they built the Great Pyramid of Giza, and they said this pyramid is actually a power plant that represents. This pyramid is actually a power plant that represents the tetrahedron, the sacred geometry figure of a human being. A human being is a tetrahedron. A pyramid is half of that. So now, if this pyramid is half of that, there's 7 levels to that pyramid. Okay? Subterranean chamber, all the way to you have the queen's chamber, the king's chamber. It goes all the way up and all the way through. And at the king's chamber, you also have 12 zodiac signs. That gave me the inspiration to place 12 mineral cell salts from Dr. Schussler. I have 4 companies that I source from, all third-party tested. Everything that I put in is plant-based ingredients, organic ingredients. Nothing's going to obstruct you, hurt the stomach. It's only going to go in there to kill, to dissolve these demons. Okay? It's like having the Rolls Royce of a herbal formula. That's what I created. For the last 5 years, I basically only do this by order. So if you're looking for a pristine, not only divine, but pristine and exceptional healing formula solution, click on my profile after you guys are done watching this video and place your order. Once it's done, once the order is done, I then get started. So give me about 2 weeks and it's to your doorstep. So outside of these 7 universal laws, what is next? The Orgasmic Power Framework. This is how he finishes off. 13 steps take you from survival to coherence. Now, you have to use this systematic process that transforms every system of your being. So your energy, your biology, your emotions, and your consciousness become fully coherent. Here's what this 13-step process looks like. First, you have awareness. The first thing is awareness and collapse. You begin to see the pattern. Attracting the same man, attracting the same money, living in the same place, working the same job, going from the same thing to the same thing with a different mask on it. That's all it is. Same thing, different color, different day, different time. Same shit. That's it. That's what it is. Next thing you're going to do is the most important thing. Emotional chemistry. You're going to cleanse this by detoxification and biological interference removal. You're going to clear what blocks you. You clear what blocks the energy. Them. It's fucking demons, these fucking parasites. They're taking away your nutrients. It's them. All right? Gonna clear that shit away. Fuck mRNA, COVID vaccines. You can get all this stuff out. You can clear it all out. I promise you can clear it all out. You can clear out heavy metals by putting in platinum metals. You can clear it out. I'm not FDA approved. I'm not fucking doctor certified. Not even close. Because the doctors are what killed you in the first place. I'm not anything near that. I am not going to tell you I'm the expert. You can look at me. You can look at me and you can say, this is what you want to look or feel like. I feel radiant. I feel vibrant. My skin looks great. My muscles look great. I don't take steroids. I don't fucking take energy drinks. I don't do any of that. I have a 6-pack. I do what? I can have sex. I can turn I don't have any dysfunction. My penis works. There's no parasitic penis inside me. I don't attract venomous vaginas. I do a great fucking thing every single day. I have the energy to do it. I'm purposeful. I'm on purpose. That's what makes me an expert. Not because I fucking go read a damn book and tell you I'm a fucking expert. And I have a certificate. Circadian rhythm and timing align with natural intelligence. Every person has the same brain. Okay? Same brain. We have the same hand, different fingerprint. Same brain, the same hardware, different software. Inside your brain, you have a suprachiasmatic nucleus. It needs to align with the circadian clock. My two formulas, awaken is daytime, replenish is nighttime. These formulas align your body chemistry with the circadian rhythms. So think about overnight. At 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., that's your gallbladder, your stomach bile. That's what helps you to digest your food. 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. is your liver. That's going to cleanse your blood. Your lungs are going to be 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. That's going to cleanse, obviously, your lungs. Keep on going. You have 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Large intestine. When you get up in the morning, you should do what? Poop. Get rid of your waste. Every 2 hours in TCM, Chinese medicine, you have every 2 hours the energy of the zodiac. It's moving along. As the moon's going down, the sun's coming up. Every 2 hours, there's a new gland, there's a new organ that is going to be highlighted by your body. It's in rhythm with the circadian clock. So the reason why I made my chemistry align with the circadian clock, I did it based upon detoxification. That's what cleansed me to get me back in alignment. Now I go to bed on time. Now I wake up on time, and I don't wake up tired. I go to bed without blue light. I wake up, and I have energy to meditate, to create my day. I do it every single day because every day I die, and I wake up to a new me. Let's keep going. At 4, nervous system regulation. Teach your body to be safe in the present. Teaching your body to be safe and calm. Regulating your nervous system. ANS, fight or flight, rest and digest. You go from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Keep going. Metacognition, this is number 5. Metacognition and perception balancing. Observing the mind without becoming it. You're now looking at yourself from a depolarized state. I use Dr. DeMartini's method, where I'm basically looking at myself, and I'm not going to be extreme conservative, extreme liberal. I'm not doing that politic bullshit. I'm staying right here in a neutral place because that's where my pH needs to be for me to be healthy. That's why it's called the alkalign lifestyle. We're alkalized on one side, alkaline to charge our batteries up, and we're aligned in our 7 chakras, and we combine it. Alkalign. 6, shadow integration. Both sides of you need to be available, not one side. Stop walking around here thinking that you're going to be ultra positive. I'm going to be happy and smiling and celebrating everybody. That's bullshit. That I told you earlier. I can't stand Dr. Fauci and fuck Bill Gates. I can't stand people who think that money gives them a right to become gods or goddesses. We're all gods or goddesses. He ain't the god. Fauci ain't the god. You just fucked up my family relationship because you influenced my mom and my sister. And plenty of other people on this planet probably got affected by that. Oh, I can't stand it. Fuck them. But I also know that if they were on the deathbed, would I do my best to see if I can help them? Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, that's just because the divine within me says he's a person too. Other than that, fuck him. Shadow integration. You reclaim the rejected parts of you. So you basically can't sit there and say you love one side of yourself. Don't love the evil side. Don't love the good side. Integrate both sides. Sometimes you're going to be the hero. Sometimes you're going to be the villain. Just be okay with that. 7 is conscious language. Program the organism through your speech. You need to speak consciously. There's the frontal lobe. That's the seat. That's the symphony leader. The frontal lobe is going to tell you consciously, you're always the genie conducting wishes for your brain to attract these things. Your DNA is going to be their antenna. It's going to go out there to seek what you are attracting through your brain. You need to understand that when you're speaking these things out, what you say is what you're going to create based upon the law of vibration. So speak knowing what you say is what you're going to create consciously. Don't speak from the amygdala, which is going to be the fear base, the back brain. Speak from the forebrain consciously. 8 is going to be sexual energy reclamation. Restore intimacy, vitality, and life force direction. You need to have safe sex, meaning you need to have sex without punishment, without assault, without some fierce aggression. Just have calm, conscious, tantric, which is basically where you're looking and you're in and you're combined with the other person that you're having sex with. You're having a moment of combination, completion, oneness. You're entering into somebody. Women, They're entering into you. Men, you're entering into somebody. Don't go in there providing something, hosting something with a parasitic fucking penis and depositing that to someone else's hard drive. Don't do that shit. Women, don't go up in there and allow someone to come in to a cave of fucking darkness. Clean yourself up before you allow this shit to happen. 9, movement and biologic activation. I have what's called the Orgasmic Power training. I created it myself. I used to be a strength and conditioning coach in the University of Wisconsin Superior. When I was a strength and conditioning coach, I loved it because I was coaching basketball, also playing basketball. And I got to see how many people were improved because I decided that I'm going to train my body from the ground up. So I don't want to get hurt. I don't want the women to get hurt. I didn't want the men to get hurt. I didn't want myself to get hurt because I was already hurt. So I was figuring out how to change my body to train it to become stronger and then see how I can move the energy through me without overcompensating or doing foolish things. I restored structural integrity and physical flow, energy flow through my body. Now I can move and I can just move freely. So I can just sit there and just, squat down and, just keep on going and it just feels really, really good. It's just open and everything is open for me. It's great. It just feels fucking good. Number 10, frequency and environmental coherence, rebuilding the sensory field. I use a system of binaural beats. So I sleep with my affirmations at nighttime inside my headphones. I don't use Bluetooth like that. I use actual 3.5 millimeter jack headphones. And I put my affirmations inside of them. Download a 432 hertz, 528 hertz frequency app, and you can play your music through that. Go to iTunes, you can put it onto your phone, you can play it through that. And 11 is going to be purpose, values, and contribution. Direct your energy towards your meaning. So you need to figure out what your values actually are. On your first date, ask your date, what do they do with their time? What's their private space look like? What's their idea of service? What do they think about the most? Ask questions that actually get you to understand their values. If you go to date somebody who has different values than you, to see if you're causing resistance towards them, they're causing it towards you. 12 is going to be a science of scaling. Expand without losing coherence. If you're a business owner, especially, this is powerful for you because you have to realize what you're not going to do is going to get you higher. What you are going to do is going to get you higher. What you're not going to do, because people don't realize that the anchors that keep them down are what they have not released yet. Stop doing things that are unnecessary. Do things that are meaningful. Pick the 2 things that are most important to your business for success and do those things every single day. Do those things every single day. Marketing, content, or whatever it is. Do that. And then focus on everything else after that. Hire somebody else. Delegate that to somebody else who does it better than you. Don't be afraid to delegate, to trust people. 13, self-sustaining transformation loop. You're becoming the environment your body was searching for. That's it. It's a new pattern. We just created a new pattern through the Orgasmic Power framework. And the result is orgasmic power, which that means the harmonious integration of body, mind, emotions, sexuality, relationships, purpose, and spirit. A fully coherent human being who creates their life. This is all stemming from a change in emotional fucking chemistry. I told you guys the starting process. You take 2 formulas at the same time. 2 formulas. Integrated, and it's based upon the concept that ancient Egyptians called the light body. I wanted to see how much light can I really have? How much light can I let come to me? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So if that's the case, then I have to let it pass through me with the flow. If I'm obstructing it or I'm blocking it based upon these dumbass demons that I'm allowing to my body based upon my bad thinking, my bad speech, my bad diet, my bad relationships, I'm letting myself be compromised by these demons, these parasitic influences. And that's not just it, but that's a big, powerful part of it. The rest of it just comes through the rest of the people who also are hosts for these things too. So repeat this until the new state becomes your nature, until it just becomes a part of you. And again, this is not motivation. I'm not here to talk about affirmations only and motivation. I'm not here to do all this. I'm reconstructing you from the inside out to go from the old self to the new self. You don't become someone new. You just become coherent. And then that makes you the new self. You're just a coherent new self. Now, who is this ultimately for? Now, I work with CEOs. I work with people who've already proven that they can achieve things. People who are committed to the highest order of themselves. Okay, not people who want to participate in life. People who want to participate and thrive in life. Okay, it's for people who are ready to evolve to the highest self. So CEOs, founders, if you built something extraordinary already, business, a company, and you're looking to become a better leader, this is for you. If you're an athlete and a performer, you're training your body already to win. But now you need to align your mind, your energy, and your emotions to dominate in your field. That's going to be the athletes, the performers, entertainers, and creators. Now, you can move millions of people. You can influence them and impact them with your talent. But now you become an unshakable person because of the simple fact that you're living in truth. People who lie and get 5 million followers off of a lie, okay? You don't want to be that type of person, misleading people. What are you influencing people to be? Okay? You're going to be inspired and indestructible. A person that's going to be thriving and infinite, that's a different energy that you're going to be giving off, of magnetism, a sexy person. Investors, wealth builders. You want to be an investor and a wealth builder that's a strategic one. Okay, you build wealth strategically, but now you're building an inner wealth because, again, health is wealth. Yes, that is correct. And that inner wealth multiplies every area of your life. Those 7 life areas I spoke about earlier. Okay? C-suite executives. If you're a C-suite executive, CEO, CMO, CFO, you carry responsibility of the board at the highest level. Now lead from coherence, not conditioned stress, because many of these people are very stressed. I'm a CEO, so I understand how this works. I'm a founder and CEO of 5 companies. I understand how this works. Also, visionary couples. You're building a life and a legacy together. Now create an unbreakable, energetic bond. Chemistry. Emotional synchronization is a term you're going to understand. You synchronize your emotional chemistry with the other person that you are with, based upon sex, based upon just being in the same area, same environment, the same room, vibration, how you speak to each other, how you respond to each other. Think about 2 people who are together for a long time. They walk the same. They talk damn near the same. They finish each other's thought processes and statements. They are so synchronized with each other that they understand, based upon my experience, is their experience. We have a shared experience through chemistry. Change your chemistry. Don't detoxify yourself by yourself. Do it with your partner. I did it with my partner, whom I divorced. She divorced me. We did it together. She is a completely different person than the one that divorced me. I'm a completely different person than the one that got divorced. It's completely different. It changes. You see each other differently because you're different. This is not for you if you want to quick detox. Go somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, it's not about that over here. There's plenty of people who do alkalizing solutions, Dr. CB style things. I love his work. I love him. I think he's phenomenal. People like Dr. Yaki who help everyone who people who are sick. I do that same thing. I do it for a purpose because my purpose is impact. You're doing it for the reason that you want to impact. That's why you're doing it. Now, again, it's not a band-aid or a cleansing trend. I don't do this. I completely reconstruct your biology, your mind, and your identity. Number 2, motivational hype. This ain't no TikTok shit. Okay? So you won't find empty inspiration here. It's not about feeling fired up or for the moment. You're becoming unshakable because you're becoming honest, you're becoming truthful, you're becoming magnetic. 3rd, chakra readings. I don't believe in fortune telling. I don't do that type of shit either. You tell your own fortune and your own destiny. I'm here to tell you to work with your energy through science, not spiritual bypassing and, again, root chakras. And I'm telling you what the fuck it is. Spiritual highs, it's not me. It's not about escaping your life or collecting experiences. This is about embodying truth in your life. Again, it's all about honesty over here. More affirmations, again, that's not me. I'll tell you what to say, but you're going to fill in the blanks, detail about what you really want. I'll tell you how to say it. You don't need more positive words. You need to have a nervous system regulation, belief reprogramming, and embodiment. Easy shortcuts are not allowed in here. So don't look for a quick fix because this is not a quick fix. It took me relatively, I'll say, 5 years to get the perfect formula. 2 years really is what got me from 0 to 100. There are no shortcuts to coherence. Okay, you have to be challenged and discomforted, and you have to actually be required to grow at every level. And lastly, someone to fix you. Do not come here. Do not look at anything on my website. Don't even click on the fucking free starter kit. If you're looking for somebody to fix you, I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to show you the way back to yourself. That's all I'm here to do, is create a pathway and a road with you so that you can understand your own power, embrace it, and take responsibility for it. So the work requires you to have courage, because you're going to get courage from this. Trust me, you'll have the courage to be disliked at the end of this. It's going to require your commitment and radical honesty. That's all I had to do to transform myself, was really become ruthlessly honest with myself. If you're not ready to take full ownership of your life, do the deep inner work, starting with emotional chemistry. You will suffer a healing crisis. You'll be pooping and peeing, and you'll be having, high fevers and all types of shit going through your body. When these things die, they release toxins into your bloodstream before you push them out. So you have symptoms based upon their death, also their eggs dying, them dying. So if you're ready to become coherent, powerful, and free, this path will serve you. And I invite you to come home to yourself. Thank y'all for joining me today and rocking with me. Click link my profile if you guys want to check out some of my products and my programs. Until next time, see you later. Love y'all. Peace.